You want me to do that?
Yeah.
Cinema Classics is produced by John DeSando and Johnny DiLoretto. Listen to shows every Thursday at 8:01 p.m. and full shows online at WCBE.org. I'm Johnny DiLoretto.
I'm John DeSando.
This is Cinema Classics.
It sure is.
And we're talking about
Well,
the new genie.
The new genie, yeah. Will Smith.
Yeah.
And we want to, I think, look at his unimpressive oeuvre.
I'm glad you said that. I'm looking through his filmography here, just thumbing through, and I can't really find a movie I like.
I swear to you, I did the same thing. And usually we can dig out some real gems out of somebody's background.
Wow.
But
I mean, for such a big movie star,
yes,
not
yes.
a lot of good stuff here. Now,
You would have thought Ali.
yeah,
You would have thought.
I would have
Michael
thought that.
Mann.
Right,
And somehow it didn't come off.
right, I know.
Somebody contended that Ali was too big for the screen. That character.
Yeah, you got to have somebody
Interesting.
as big as him.
Wow, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So yeah, just look, I'm thumbing through here. Bad Boys, back in '95, that spawned a sequel and maybe another one coming up. That was fun, but not,
Yeah.
it's Michael Bay nonsense.
Yeah.
Here's a movie, one of his, I don't even know if you can consider this a hit because it was on Netflix recently, but this movie Bright, where he's partnered up with an alien cop.
Okay. All right.
That movie was panned universally, and yet somehow became like a little Netflix sensation briefly. But
mean-
again, trash.
Yeah, one of the things about him, he is so charismatic.
Yeah.
He is so charming that I think he makes the film in some way where you wouldn't have expected it. Now, one thing he couldn't do was save After Earth in 2013,
Yeah.
which he did with his son, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that came and went. This was one of the biggest movie stars on the planet
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah.
And a big budget movie like that comes and goes. You don't hear anything of it. He was in Suicide Squad.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a mess. He was the best. Actually, I'll tell you that I enjoyed him in that movie as Deadshot. He was
Okay.
he was the best part of that movie.
Okay.
They're doing, James Gunn is doing a Suicide Squad movie, but that character has been written out of it.
Okay.
So we had a chance to come back and do that, but
Well, you could see in this pattern recently how he's wanted to upgrade himself, but he's chosen weak films. Concussion,
yeah,
Collateral Beauty.
right.
These are...
7
I see where he's
pounds.
going. Right, 7 pounds,
The
yeah.
Pursuit of Happiness.
Yes,
There's
yes.
there's all this big budget, special effects fodder,
Yeah,
and then there's this treacle,
yeah.
this treacly
And
nonsense.
you can see exactly what he wants to do. He wants to be considered a serious actor. And he's probably choosing material that isn't going to help him. Because surely he's responsible for picking the material.
Now you got to go way back to get to one of his better efforts in that serious drama category, and that would be 6 Degrees of Separation.
Very good.
The Fred Skepsey picture. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. You're right.
I think that was based on a play.
Yep.
Right? And he was cast against type,
Okay.
and that movie worked.
Okay.
But he quickly set that aside for, Well, I will say this: the Men in Black movies, the first.
Yeah, I wondered
Men in
how
Black
much you
movies,
thought.
They're fun.
Right. Okay.
I have
This
never-
isn't what you said in our promo.
Well, listen. The point is, don't get too picky with me. I have never revisited those movies. I remember when they came out in the summer. They were summer movies. They were fun, kind of matinee movies. You went, you saw them, they disappeared.
Anytime you could pair up with Tommy Lee Jones, I'm there.
Oh, one of his big movies, obviously, Independence Day.
Yeah.
Now, it's funny, they recently did a sequel to that, and he did not show up for it.
Yeah. That's right. Well,
Jeff Goldblum showed up for it.
This is such an interesting guy. He started out as a hip-hop artist,
Mm-hmm.
and he was the first actor to be awarded a nomination for a Grammy, and then he won one for the song "Summertime" when he was doing rap. And I mean,
Okay.
he's considerable in his ability to take films. Now, the film he didn't take, he regrets his whole life. The
What's
role that he wanted, that he should have taken,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he turned down. Neo in Matrix.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, wouldn't
You can see how that wouldn't work.
Whoa.
You know, we were just talking about Keanu Reeves the other.
Yeah.
There's something about Keanu Reeves' blankness and his
Yes.
sort of tabula rasa
Yes.
face.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And Will Smith, I don't know, could unplug all that charm.
Thank you. I think
Unplug all that activity in his facial expressions. You know?
Yes. Well, he's got a couple of sides of him that are fascinating. For instance, his favorite movie of all time, I'd never figured this, I don't know why, Bridge on the River Kwai.
Okay.
All right?
All right. That's
And
good. Okay.
he is a
He's
huge...
got better taste in movies he's not in, then, is what I would deduce.
He is a huge fan of pro wrestling.
Really?
Yeah.
Where do you dig all this stuff?
This is all in the trivia. And what he does say about himself perhaps could answer some of our questions. This actor has what he calls psychotic drive.
Okay.
He says, I'm above average in talent, but where I think I excel is psychotic drive. Now, here's what he says. All I need is for somebody to say, I can't do something. This sounds like you. And this crazy switch inside me makes me attack whatever I'm doing. Psychotic drive is where I excel over people that are probably more naturally gifted. I would think that's a great insight into himself.
Yeah. I agree with the comparison to me, except for the drive part.
I know.
Just psychotic. Okay. So he's currently in Aladdin, in the live-action version of Aladdin, which
Yes.
Disney has just remade.
Yes.
This is the thing Disney's doing now, remaking all their animated classics in live versions. And so he has the unenviable task of taking on the role of the Blue Genie, which, legendarily was voiced by Robin Williams.
Sure.
And Robin Williams went at that part with all of his improvisatory gusto.
Yep.
And I don't know that Will Smith can even get there. Like, what are they doing? What is his approach? It can't be the same, right? It
No,
can't be this manic
He
sort
plays on his own charisma, his own personality.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually does a decent job. The problem is that you're always thinking of Robin Williams.
Yeah.
And that was, I think we've talked about this before, where I think Williams was almost nominated.
Yeah, right. There was
First voice ever to be nominated
Mhm.
for that role. So I think that Will Smith tried very hard not to be associated with it. But that film belongs to Aladdin. I mean, the lovers and so on, that's all expected.
Well, I think we've just answered the question here, is that if anybody tells him he can't do it,
Right.
he goes at it. So probably that seemed like an impossible task,
Yeah.
right? You're going to be the genie in this remake of Aladdin. He probably went at it to see what he could do. He's, like I said earlier, he started on television, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He went from music to TV and then became one of the big movie stars of his generation. He's at this weird point in his career where the movies aren't as big, aren't as, not nearly as successful as they used to be, but he's still a force to be reckoned with.
Yes. And I think he is a great Hollywood product, a very talented guy who wants to be a great actor, but hasn't yet shown that he is. And I think in part because he's not choosing the right roles.
Right. I think he's got to go smaller. I think he's
good.
got to go smaller.
Yes.
The thing I liked about him in Suicide Squad is, he's surrounded by all this craziness. Like all these other outsized characters like Killer Croc and the Joker and Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. And he kind of, shows that thing that I always love when actors hit like 40 plus.
Yes.
They know how to steal scenes by doing less.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so I think if he just finds smaller projects, not the like messagey stuff. It can't be
Very
messagey.
good. Right.
Because that has proven to be just a dead end for him.
Even where he could take second or third billing.
Yeah.
Right.
Try something smaller, more intimate. Let his charms play out. Kind of like, Tom Cruise did with Jerry Maguire.
Very
You
good,
know,
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. Well,
I hope he listens to this, and that Cinema Classics can put his career back on track.
Connecting the present with the past and promoting careers. That's what we do.
Yes, we can fix what's broken in your career. Just listen.
Very good.